It's inevitable in this world that from time to time, or quite often, you will come into contact with big egos, walking egos, and so they may have all kinds of designs. They want to tell you what to do, they want to control you, they want to do this. And if you react to the ego, that's your ego. If you fight their ego, that's your ego. If you stand back, observe the behavior, and then say, be the presence. Out of presence, you simply say what is right. And that's much better, and sometimes you may even get good advice, which perhaps the ego wouldn't accept because it comes from somebody else. So it could well be that somebody does say something, but you are not hearing it because your ego says, nobody's telling me what to do. Or your co-driver tells you something that is very helpful, and you think, nobody's telling me how to drive, and a minute later you have an accident. If you had listened, it wouldn't have happened. That's possible too. So you have to be open to the possibility that sometimes your ego misinterprets somebody else's intention, because the ego sees ego everywhere. So even an innocent comment made by somebody, if you have a strong ego, you may misinterpret it as if it were ego motivated, and will say something to defend you. So the ego is always defending itself, but ultimately the ego is defending an illusion, because the ego is an illusory entity, a mind-made sense of self. So the ego is true, it's very good at defending, but what it is defending is an illusion. And the strength in you is not the ego, it's the weakness in you. It's reversed from one's usual way of looking at it or perspective. So you can try all kinds of situations so that gradually you become non-reactive. Because all reaction is of the ego. The ego reacts the same. Certain energy comes towards you, the ego reacts against it. The Tao teaches, and any spiritual teaching is not to oppose anything. So coming back to your situation, this person says, you should be doing this, you should do that, you should do that. You don't oppose it. You say, oh, isn't that interesting? Or the co-driver says, you should be in the other lane, you should go more slowly, you can go faster. Oh, thank you. May even be right. So you never go that, you go, oh. And so that's the martial arts. Don't oppose the other's attack by going, that's the Western way is kind of, and the Eastern ways, you step back as in the same direction as the attack is coming, and there he falls. Or something else happens, we don't know. But you go with it and then transform it. There's no opposition.